Having avoidant personality disorder, in particularly, as I said on the other video, the only way you will really understand as far as having a condition such as this is if you suffer from it. People outside of this condition don't understand how severe the condition can be, particularly with the fantasies and the escapism. You understand that avoidant personality disorder is not simply just something that people fall into based upon when they get caught up in their fantasies and escapism, but it's a fact that the symptoms of avoidant personality disorder particularly involves fantasy and escapism, because you are prone to fantasize or to exist within a fantasy proneness. You understand? You're caught up in this inner world. My fantasies are so realistic and orchestrated. I can create, characters and events. I can experience things as if they're real life, and I do. I can use my fantasies for actual productive reasons to help me from a reality predisposition. When I function in society, I've been doing a little bit of better. I've got me a job, for a sake, I've got no disability. I have a decent amount of financial support now. I've been working hard. I've been trying to date and get away from the pornography addiction but I still really have a problem with being in the fantasy world. You understand? I don't have any type of real self-confidence or, self-respect as myself. Even now, in my own mind, in my own subconscious, I'm someone else. I'm not me. Even though I use this altering state for a very realistic version of me, but I'm not me because I don't have no real, confidence of who I am. So I have to use a altering self or character in order to function. This is something that I have to been working on to break out of, because you understand. People in society, they notice how seemingly articulate I am and intelligence in the basic way. I'm pretty much liked for the most part. But people do realize that I am very, very socially awkward. I do have these crazy antics and these repetitive movements when I daydream, and people will tend to kind of laugh and sort of make fun of me. And, in the past, I've dealt with a lot of bullies because of my situation. But lately, the last, few years, I've been avoiding people. I've been avoiding social situations like the plague. But that's not good. I don't really care to socialize with people per se. I socialize to the point to where I need to where I need to contribute to our, so I can help people, or particularly when I'm serving the Lord as a believer, I need to be able to function and socialize with people so I can witness the gospel to people. But that's another story on itself. But my people skills are actually pretty decent. It's just my anxiety is bad. You understand? And nowadays, a lot of people are not so much ashamed as to admitting they suffer from some type of mental disorder. In a way, nowadays, having a mental disorder almost has become like a fad. Like people will not only openly admit that they suffer from depression or anxiety or bipolar disorder or whatnot, but they speak as if it's something to be proud of. People now very much identify themselves with a disorder rather than being someone who admits that they have this disorder. You don't let your disorder define who you are. You have a disorder, something that you're dealing with. But that's the whole problem. I don't think people admit so much that they have these disorders because to define who they are. I think people admit that they have these disorders to simply say that that they can have this disorder, but yet they can function pretty well. You know, in a way, having a mental disorder can make you unique because there are some benefits to certain mental disorders that can break you out of the social norm. Certain unique characteristics that are not so dysfunctional or they're not so debilitating. You understand? I admit that I have avoidant personality disorder. When my psychiatrist told me that I had avoidant personality disorder, and I had the symptoms of major depression and social anxiety, it made me feel a lot better about myself. That not so much that I have a disorder, but I have something to explain my situation, to explain why I am the way that I am. You know, in some cases I thought I was diagnosed with schizotypal or schizoid, but then psychiatrists, when I actually seen the specialist, they said no, you have the conditions of avoidant personality disorder. You have schizotypal characteristics in some cases, but that's because these personalities are similar. But overall, you are an avoidant. And I've researched avoidant personality disorder and everything, and I've done, and everything about this personality disorder identifies what my problems. But I don't want to make anyone to feel depressed. I want to show people that I can overcome this. That this does not have to affect who I am. But don't so much as pay too much attention to me as if it's affecting you personally. I am doing better. Thank God that I am. That's all I have to say.